not be moved from this time and forever, as long as the moon keeps time. Stand before me, the apple of my eye. You will not be moved. You will not be moved. You will not be moved. You will not be
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. My name is Jason.
I'm Caden. I'm Jaden.
I'm Nicole.
I'm Eli.
And we are the Yahuwah and the Torah channel. And we are your family, and you guys are our family. And we cannot thank you guys enough for hanging out, reading with us, working with us, being by our side. We are a people who believes, based upon scriptures alone, that the first 5 books of the Bible, that include Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, are the guideposts for life. They are the way forward. They are what we as a people, if we want to be under the leadership of our Creator, whose name is Yahuwah, and the leadership of His Son, whose name is Yahushua, that is what we must keep. And we are in a world, we are in a place and time where every single person in these religions have said that the laws of our Creator don't mean anything. They don't matter to us. It's been finished. We don't need to continue on in them. But when you go through scriptures, when you look through all of scriptures, it is very, very clear that not only do we need them, but we have to have them. In fact, Revelation 14:12 says that the people who are saved by our Creator, are those who are obeying the laws, statutes, and commandments found in the Torah, and those who have the faith of Messiah Yahushua, who is Jesus the Christ. There were no J's in Hebrew. So with that, folks, we thank you guys very, very much for being a part of this reading. And Jaden, will you please open us up, please?
Hear, O Israel, Yahuwah Elohim, Yahuwah is one. And you shall love Yahuwah Elohim with all your heart, with all your being, and with all your might. And these which I am commanding you today shall be in your heart. You shall impress them upon your children, and shall speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise up. You shall bind them as a sign on your hand, and they shall be frontlets between your eyes. You shall write them on your doorposts of your house and on your gates.
So what we're talking about right here is we are talking about the laws, statutes, and commandments of our Creator. They are so important that not only have we been provided with them, and we've been told over 53 times that we need to guard them, but we've also been given verses like this. And it's talking about these words which we're commanding us today, which is the Torah, shall be part of our heart. It shall impress them upon your children. We're to speak of them when we sit in our house, when we walk by the way, when we lie down, when we rise up, and we're supposed to bind them as a frontlet, as a sign on our hands, as frontlets between our eyes. Everything that we do, we are supposed to view through the eyes of the Torah. We're not supposed to be anywhere near going against the Torah. That is why if we know these laws, statutes, and commandments, if we have told our kids these laws, statutes, and commandments, if it's everything that when we rise up, when we go to bed, when it's part of our house, part of our life, then our Creator will put us as part of His life. He will take us as part of the kingdom to come. And so here we are in these days. Now, are we ready to pray, Kate? Let's go ahead and let's open up in prayer, if you will, please.
Dear Father, let your name be praised today, on your day you have set apart, on the day you have called to be Kadesh, the day you have called for us to celebrate different than any other day of the week. You said to rest on this day, to obey your commands, to sanctify and glorify your day, and we ask that you continue to bless this reading today. You bless the people that are with us today, that are here under your will, under your Torah, looking to find what you have put out for us, find the glory of your Son, and we ask that all things are blessed in your name, in His name. Amen.
Okay, all right. And so as we are getting ready to go over the laws, statutes, and commandments, Ms. Nicole will be our morning greeter, if you will. Jade, please let the dog out. Okay, who do we got? Ms. Nicole?
All right, so we have a new name, and I'm probably going to slaughter it.
Don't slaughter the people.
Just the name.
Okay.
Pakatang Dione.
Hi. What's up to you,
Someone new.
brother, sister?
And then we have Jeremy and Callan.
What's up, Jeremy Callan? What's up, little buddy?
Irma.
Hi, Irma.
Brian.
What's
Honeymoon
up?
Stitch.
Honeymoon
We
Stitch.
have
What's up, brother?
Brother Glenn and Sister Morena.
What's up, guys?
We have Jeannie, not of this world.
Jeannie.
Bone Cat 1.
Boom Cat 1.
The Grandma's here.
All right.
Let's see, I'm scrolling. Sister Barb, Candy, Sylvia, Ruby, Lisa, and we have another new name. I think it's Janine, or it's Jeannie. I'm not sure how I would say Janine, but I don't know. Could be wrong. Sorry if I'm wrong. And Mama CA, Rosie Chica, Carla, and Joey, and I think that's it.
Wow, that's amazing. And for those who come in the future, and for anybody that we missed, please accept our apologies on this. Sometimes we don't
Did I
see
say
everybody.
Jeremy and Callan?
I see. We saw
Okay.
Jeremy and Kellen. That's
All right.
it. All right. And
Okay.
so, yeah, thank you, everybody, for being a part of our family. What we're about to go through right now is an amazing set of, I guess we can call it rules, or we can say it's like the guide to life. One of the explanations of the Torah that we always heard was it stands for the way forward. And so if we don't have any other understanding what the Torah is, if we start reading this as the way forward, and we put this into our lives as the way forward, this is what our Creator has asked us to do. In fact, He hasn't just asked us to do this one or two times. He has told us over 53 times in the Old Testament alone, in the Tanakh, is that we need to guard these laws, statutes, and commandments. Now, if we don't know them, then we're not guarding them. If we have put them on a tree and had our Messiah's death make it so we don't need to keep them, we're obviously not part of them. The problem is if we are not in obedience to the laws, statutes, and commandments, then we can take a verse out of the New Testament, what our Messiah says. And our Messiah very clearly says that those who are not keeping Torah are told to go to hell. And many Christians will go over this verse and they don't understand that this verse is about everybody. It's about people out there who believe that they know our Messiah and so much that they're casting out demons in his name, that they're doing miracles in his name, that they think that they're doing everything in his name. And when he looks at them, and when he looks at their deeds, he says to them, depart from me, you who are Torahless, you who do not walk in the Torah, you who are lawless. And so that is what our goals and hopes and dreams are, is that you guys out there, and you're not going to get it, you're not going to be convinced from a little family here in the middle of the jungle on YouTube. The convincing can only come at your own fingertips, where you guys open the codex yourself. You guys open this manuscript. You open the very first page of Genesis 1. And what we tell everybody is the best thing to do is to start in Genesis. And you start with this as a love letter from our Creator to you. And if you talk on that, if you go into this with that pretense, not only is it a love letter from our Creator to you, but it is also a technical guide to life. It will tell us the ups and downs. It will tell us things that we should do and shouldn't do. It will tell us stuff that keeps us alive. And so when we reject these laws, statutes, and commandments that our Creator has given to us, we're rejecting life. We're rejecting the discipline and the ways forward that our Creator wishes us to go. And so that makes us go contrary to Scriptures. And everybody in Scriptures that walks contrary to Scriptures ends up in a very unfortunate place. And so as we begin these laws, statutes, and commandments, these are the greatest things that you may ever hear on this earth right now. Commandment 1 is to be fruitful.
Commandment number 2, multiply.
Replenish the earth.
Subdue it, everything over the fish, fowl, and every living creature.
The herb bearing and every tree is food for you.
Man and woman should build their own families.
Master sin.
Every clean, moving thing that lives shall be food for you.
Do not eat the blood.
Walk before me and be perfect.
Guard Yahuwah's laws, guard Yahuwah's covenant, laws, statutes, and commandments.
Okay, and okay, so I thought the chat was over. We always have this thing with YouTube where YouTube, for all their billions of dollars, they cannot keep a chat going here, and so that's what we're trying to do, is we're trying to keep this on there. And when I don't see you guys, I just assume that it's dead again. So I'm glad to see somebody still. Now the last one that you just did, Kate, was that commandment 11?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, guys, this is you look at this. There is no other commandment anywhere in Scriptures that has this kind of reiteration. Over 53 times, we are told to guard the laws, statutes, and commandments. If we are told once, that's one thing. If we're told twice, that's a whole other thing. We are told over 53 times. Guys, this is the greatest, biggest commandment in Scriptures when it comes to rewriting it over and over. And so this is the same thing that is for all of us today. And we're not guarding the laws, statutes, and commandments when we don't keep the laws of our Creator. Okay, commandment 12. Every male shall be circumcised at 8 days old.
Teach your children the commands and guard the way of Yahuwah.
Remember Yahuwah's name for all generations.
Keep the Passover, Pesach.
Keep the feast of unleavened bread, the festival of matzah.
There's one Torah for the stranger and one for the Hebrew.
Sanctify all firstborn to Yahuwah.
There are no mighty ones before Yahuwah.
You shall not make graven images.
Do not bring Yahuwah's name, do not.
Keep the Shabbat.
Honor your parents.
Do not kill.
Do not break wedlock.
Do not steal.
Do not make false accusations against your neighbor.
Do not covet anything of your neighbor's.
I don't even know where I'm at. I've lost the place.
29.
29. Yeah, I was reading Jeremy stuff. And that's as well. And, you know, what Jeremy said, can you read that,
He
Mr.
says, I actually shared your page and challenge everyone to go through and tell me which ones are abolished. No takers yet.
Yeah, and we've done that for years and years and years. And the first thing on YouTube that you will end up with is you have, I think there's like 3 or 4 billion Christians across the world. So every Christian is going to come and they're going to tell you what they believe is their doctrine, which is the laws are no more. And so when we are being challenged to these different degrees, and what was the last thing we were doing on that, Mr. Cole?
The commands?
Yeah, well, now that's the other thing. Who just said what?
Challenging people to the commands.
Right.
Sure.
Okay. Right. Sorry, I'm getting real old here. When you challenge those who have seen the laws, statutes, and commands, and you ask them which one is not good or which one do we take out, they're all stumped. And the Christians across the world will completely fall into this because they do not take what is in Scriptures. And when you read Scriptures, there is no place, not a single place ever, that says the laws of our Creator are not anymore. There's not even a hint in it. Now, we have people that will take Paul's writings, and out of all of Scriptures, there is not a single author anywhere that is as bad as Paul. Now, let that sink in and understand that what I am saying is I'm not saying what he is completely saying is wrong, but what he says out of context that people take out of context and they make doctrine to, that is very, very wrong. Because you will not run across a Christian who will spar using the Torah. They spar using Paul. And Paul has everybody freed from the law. They don't value the law because we have a man that came in and the people have made Paul their Elohim. They have made him their God. And the people get very angry when I tell them this. They're like, that's not true. We love God with all our heart, with all our mind, with all our soul. I'm like, well, if you don't love his commandments, then you're a liar, because you don't love somebody with all your heart, mind, and soul. And again, I debated the Jehovah's Witnesses this week, and the same thing came out, that they love God with all their heart, mind, and soul, but they eat pork, and it doesn't matter to them. It's all been made clean, and the only thing that they could tell me is Peter's dream. That's it. Peter came down, and the dream was slay and eat, and so we're taking one line out of this thing, and here we are, and we've made our own doctrine out of it, and it's sad. What do you got, Miss Nicole?
The Grand just says, I don't think they read the whole book. And then Irma says, but Peter's dream.
Yeah, Peter's dream. Nobody reads the whole book. Nobody cares about the book. Nobody cares about any of this stuff. And when we read about Peter's dream, guys, for anybody who doesn't understand, and I know most of us that are here right now understand all this. We all get it. But for those who come later and who understand, Peter's dream had nothing to do with eating food, guys. It had everything to do with ministering to Gentiles. When you are in the religion of Judaism, which we are not, and I will stop at that point and just say we are not in Judaism, because I don't want the stream to die this week. So we are not in Judaism, but if you were in Judaism and you kept the 200 other books that violate Deuteronomy 4:2, that say don't bring in and don't take away from it, then what you will have done is you will have said to yourself that there is a group of people, and we're going to label these guys the Goyim. The Goyim are dirty dogs. They are people that don't believe in this Talmudic Judaism that we believe into, and we don't need to be near them. We don't need to talk to them. We shouldn't do anything. That is what the religion of Judaism has provided to people. Now, Peter's dream was simply breaking that traditions of men, right? The traditions of men, that we have another set of people that we can label as Goyim, that we can rape, pillage, and steal from because they are not in our religion. Well, that is what the dream was about, right? A whole bunch of Goyim, a bunch of people not in Judaism, came knocking at Peter's door. Peter, he didn't know, right out of the gate, he knew what to do because he had his dream. But prior to the 3 times he was shown the sheet and the animals coming down, and where it said slay and eat, and even Peter's like, I'm not going to eat anything unclean. I've never eaten anything unclean. Why should we eat anything unclean? He was very, very much perturbed by the dream, because we have Leviticus 11, which tells us very clearly what our dietary guidelines are. And so then the people come knocking on Peter's door, and Peter decides he's going to go and minister to those people because of his dream. He understood it. Miss Nicole, do you have something in there?
Let's see. I can go back up. Sister Barb says they teach to follow the first 10, but others from the 11 forward they teach are abolished.
Well, not even that. You know, if we want to go with a 10 of them, you know, each point is 10%, right? They don't obey Shabbat, so right out of the gate they get a 90%. And we can continue on down the thing. They all say, oh yeah, we keep the 10, but they don't keep the 10. And that's a lie even further. Continue on.
Lisa says they're closed-minded when it comes to the Torah. Churches of today don't teach the Torah.
Absolutely. Yeah. No. Yeah. So, all right, let's continue on where we're at before I get lost on my soapbox.
29.
Okay.
Do not make an altar from a rock that a tool has touched.
Do not go to the altar by the steps.
If a man steals cattle, he shall restore it 5 times.
And who has laws for criminals?
Do not lie with a beast.
No sacrifice to your Elohim.
Do not oppress the stranger, fatherless, or widow.
Do not charge your brother interest.
If you borrow your neighbor's raiment, return to him before sunset.
Do not curse the ruler of your people.
Do not eat what is torn of any beast.
No false report.
Do not follow a multitude of evil.
Do not judge nicely against the poor.
Bring back your enemy's cattle if you find it going astray.
Help the animals of your enemy.
Stay away from rumors and gossipers.
Take no bribes.
Do not oppress a stranger, love the stranger.
Give your land rest in the 7th year.
Do not mention any pagan names.
Keep the feast of Yahuwah.
Do not kill your goat in his mother's milk.
Obey the messenger Yahuwah sends before you.
Do not bow down to other Elohim.
Serve Yahuwah.
Make no covenant with other Elohim or outsiders of the land.
Do not make uses on an honorable person. Do not make uses perfume on an honorable person.
Do not eat the fat.
Do what you say you are going to do.
Return what is your neighbor's.
Obey Yahuwah's dietary laws.
Women's time of separation.
Obey Yahuwah's hygiene laws.
You keep the day of atonement, Yom HaKippurim.
Do not uncover the nakedness of your family.
Do not take your woman's sister for wife.
Do not lie with a woman in her uncleanness.
You shall not sacrifice your children to Moloch.
Do not be a sodomite.
Be Kodesh.
Do not reap the corners of your field, nor shall you glean your vineyard.
Do not deal falsely or defraud your neighbor.
Do not lie or be a liar.
Pay your workers for the day's wage; they are due.
Do not harm the disabled.
Do not endanger your neighbor.
Do not hate your brother.
Rebuke your neighbor for his sin.
Love your neighbor as yourself.
Do not diverse your cattle.
Do not mingle your seed.
Do not mingle in a wool.
Do not lie with a taken woman.
Do not eat the fruit of the trees for 3 years.
Do not practice sorcery.
Do not round your beard or the corners of your head.
Do not cut yourself with the dead.
Do not get tattoos.
Do not prostitute your daughter.
Do not defile your temple.
Do not consult the medium.
Respect your elders.
Have correct weights and measures.
Do not walk in the manners of the nation.
Keep the feast of first fruits, Shavuot, Omer Count, Pentecost.
Keep the feast of trumpets, Yom Teruah.
Keep the feast of goat, Shemini Atzeret.
If you blaspheme the name of Yahuwah, you shall be put to death.
If you kill your neighbor's animal, you must give him another.
Repay injury for injury.
Honor the Yobel, Jubilee year.
Confess your sins to Yahuwah and repay who you trespassed against.
The law of being a Nazir.
Wear tzitzit on the four corners of your garments.
Laws of whoever touches a corpse.
Follow Yahuwah's law of inheritance.
Torah of keeping your oath to Yahuwah.
Do not add or take away from the word.
Guard your soul.
Learn to fear Yahuwah.
You shall love Yahuwah with all your heart.
Bind the laws upon your hand and the frontlets between your eyes.
Write the laws on your doorposts.
Do not tempt Yahuwah.
Do what is right and good in the sight of Yahuwah.
Do not be afraid of your enemies.
Remember Yahuwah.
Circumcise your heart.
Keep Yahuwah.
Swear by his name.
Destroy graven images.
Do not make an idol of Yahuwah as the pagans do to their Elohim.
Rejoice in all Yahuwah has blessed you with.
Do not do what is right in your own eyes.
Do not hearken to the words of the false prophets.
Do not make any baldness between your eyes for the dead.
You shall not eat any abominable thing.
You shall give to a stranger of clean food that dies of itself, but you shall not eat of it.
Give tithe of your increase of seed year by year.
Laws of the end of the 7-year lease.
Do not borrow from the nations.
Do not harden your heart nor shut your hand from the poor.
Guard month 1 of Yahuwah's calendar.
Every time of year, all males shall appear before Yahuwah.
You shall make judges and officers in all your gates.
Do not plant astral poles near the altar.
There must be 2 or 3 witnesses.
Hearken unto the prophet Yahuwah has chosen.
The prophet says to Deuteronomy.
Do not remove your neighbor's property line.
How to deal with false witness among Torah keepers.
The first child is the double portion.
If your brother's cattle or clothes are lost and you find them, you must return them.
A woman should not wear what pertains to a man, nor a man wear what pertains to a woman.
If you find a bird's nest for the mother and the babies or eggs, take the babies, but not the mother.
If you build a new house with a flat roof that you live on, you must put a railing around it.
Do not be a prostitute.
Do not use dirty money.
The law of divorce.
Do not take a person's meal time for a pledge.
If you lend to your brother, do not enter his house to get your parent. He must bring it to you. Return his clothing before sunset. That was his pledge.
Do not oppress a hired servant that is poor and needy.
Every man shall be put to death for his own sin.
Do not go back to the forgotten sheep in the field, give for the stranger, fatherless, and widow.
Do not muzzle your ox when he treads out grain.
If your brother dies and has no child, you shall take his wife and name the firstborn after your brother.
At the end of 7 years, you are to read the Torah, the Feast of Coat, Feast of Tabernacles.
All right, so there we go, guys. And so that is these laws, statutes, and commandments, which the world has basically neglected, and they are here for us. They have been given to us. They have been preserved throughout all the years, and it's something that is it's a blessing. Every single one of these things, you know, if you go through that list, kind of like Jeremy said, if you go through the list and find something that you want to get rid of, there's really nothing there. If you want to harm the disabled, one of our commands is don't harm the disabled. If the laws of our Creator are no more, that says the disabled are fair game. There's so many different laws, statutes, and commandments that make sense for every situation that we are in. And that's one of the amazing things as we got into Torah, and we've been into Torah for as long as we have been right here. I've never been able to dispute these commands. They only become more precious and more sweet every single week and every single time that we find them. And they have been here where we have been able to guide ourselves as a people through very treacherous things where we would have made different decisions, where we would have done other things had we not had the Torah as our guide. Which is why the greatest thing that we could ever have is that our Creator has given us this guide for life, and He has built us with such perfection and given us a way back home. You know, as we sit here and we watch our world pass away week after week, day after day, and evil just becoming just incredible. The men have become women, the women have become men. There's just nobody left on TV with people with clothes on, right? There's no such thing as some of the stuff that we had back in even the 40s and the 50s. You know, you look at the pictures of the people back in the days, and they had clothes on. The women had dresses almost to the ground. Their shoulders weren't all exposed. They looked like beautiful women that were decent. And now all we have are these skanky looking women that have completely opened up everything. You don't even have to have an imagination to see the trash that everybody wears. There's no hope for the future. But there is hope in Yah's people, right? The hope is not the people around us. The hope is not this passing world, but the hope is our Messiah that is en route to us. The bus is probably already starting somewhere. It's probably happening, and we have an opportunity right now to get to the bus. And the buses, I'm not talking a fake rapture. I'm not talking about that we're all going to get out of harm's way and nothing is ever going to happen to us. I'm talking about the bus, the 120 years that we have been given to figure this out and to come to the laws, statutes, and commandments, and the helping hand of our Creator, who has given us this since our birth and has been looking at us and for us since our birth, looking to see who's going to follow him, who's going to be part of the cool kids class. Because the bad kids, the rebel kids class is almost over, and the cool kids class is on its way. All right, so let us begin right here. We are into Exodus 25, and we are going to be reading out of Yah's Scriptures right here. And yeah, it's...
Sister Barb said at schools now they transition children, and if parents remove them from the school, the state takes the kids to foster care.
Yeah, you know, that's one of the reasons. One of the main reasons we left in North America is I never believed that we were going to escape CPS. I did not think we were a normal enough family to not get owned by CPS. I was probably right, but it is getting far worse, right? And, you know, the number one thing is no parent should ever take their kid and give them to a government indoctrinated school. That's the worst thing you could ever do, right? When we read through Scriptures, there's not a single place where we read that there was an established college where the kids went to where you gave your kids to. There wasn't an established place where you take your kid into 30 other kids and you have this classroom where they're indoctrinated into Gentile raging stuff, right? If you have a child in school, you should be taking your child out of school. You should not even be in there. If you can't educate your kid normally, get out of the country, right? You know, I know there's a fear in North American for North Americans that people think that anywhere outside of North America is completely dangerous and completely whacked and you're not going to be able to make it. And I will tell you, from people who put everything on our back and drove away from North America, 9 years later, we were able to make it. We didn't know. We didn't have jobs. We didn't have anything down here. We came to a place where all we had was our Creator who guided us out of this. And now we are blessed beyond anything that we can even do. So we shouldn't be involved in this stuff where the schools have come in and taken our kids and tried to transition them. I mean, the evil that we are dealing with as a people is beyond anything of any time before, right? As in the days of Noah, here we are again today. And it's not getting any better, which is why I have said we don't have 20 years of a civilization left. There just will not be anything left. So now's the time to get on board this train. Now's the time to get aboard this bus. And it has Messiah Yahushua driving both of these. And if you're unwilling to be in this, then look around you and look at the people you're going to be hanging out with, right? Hell might just be all of the people that you see right here just having a heyday all the time. Those are your people, right? Is that who you want to hang out with? Or do you want to hang out with people who love our Creator, who love righteousness, who love goodness, who love the Torah, who will get on their knees to a higher power instead of the devil world that everybody's already on their knees to? Every celebrity, every musician, every one of these people have fallen onto their knees, and you do not make it in this world right now without falling on your knees to Hasatan. That's why we have a little tiny channel here. It's 35,000 subs, and there's 20 of you guys that listen to this. This is not a very popular subject when we're talking about obedience to our Creator. And this is what we're always pushing for, is that we look to our Creator and we take His laws, statutes, and commandments, and we never look behind us, and we never, ever go back to that old world. Okay, Wife's looking at me like, get off your soapbox. Okay, here we go. Exodus 25. Everyone still there? Did we lose half the chat on that one?
No, they're still
Okay, all right. Much love to all y'all out there. Let's
They were talking
continue.
about the TV. I don't know if you want to go into that.
Yeah,
or
let's
not.
go on the TV. I love talking with people.
Let's see. Brian says that's why they call it television programming.
Television programming, right? That's exactly what it is. Programming is what? What you know, we're all, oh, let's watch the television programming, and we become robots.
You didn't let me finish.
All right, finish it.
When the TV started in the 40s, one or two guys owned all three channels. And then Lisa says, today's TV, I still watch stuff from the 50s to the 80s. I don't like today's TV at all. Now I have a real understanding of why. Thank you for teaching me how my inner peace works.
Yeah, and you know, here's some more evil, just some side note evil stuff. Disney just got busted. I don't know how long ago it was, but they were going back through all of their very early movies and all their very early cartoons and sticking chemtrails up in there, right? And so all of the old videos that we have of like Little House on the Prairie that were filmed in like I think the 80s or 90s, now they all have massive chemtrails through the back of it. Ingalls, whatever his name is, he's out there, and he has chemtrails flying in the back of it, and you will see that now. And that is the world that we are living into, is they are completely memory holding all of the stuff that is good, which is why it's amazing that we have the Torah, which is why they can't memory hold this from us, right? It might become a danger to them, which it is, but we have it right now. All right, well, let's continue on before I get too crazy. Okay, Exodus 25. You with me, Eli?
Yep.
Okay. And Yahuwah spoke to Moshe, saying, speak to the children of Israel, that they take up a contribution for me. From everyone whose heart moves him, you shall take up my contribution. And this is a contribution which you take up. Okay, where are we going here? Why is he taking a contribution? Can anybody give me a basic of why we are here right here?
The last time he was giving more commands and telling him what he needed to do. So he's now talking about, I think, giving offerings to people. He's now telling them how the laws of offerings and sacrifices should be.
Right, and so we're building the temple right now. And so this is what he's asking people for. If you want to contribute to the temple, this is the things that we need, right? And this is the contribution which you take up from them. Gold and silver and bronze and blue and purple and scarlet and fine linen and goat's hair and ram skin dyed red and fine leather and acacia wood, oil for the light, spices for the anointing oil, and the sweet incense. Shoham stones and stones to be put in the shoulder garment and in the breastplate. And they shall make me a mikdash, and I shall dwell in their midst. Now, can you imagine this, guys, as we are a people today, that our Creator says, you guys are going to make me a temple, and I'm going to come dwell in the midst of that temple. Can you guys imagine how exciting that would be, and how cling as a people we would need to be to have our Elohim Most High come and dwell in the midst of us? And a lot of people do not get the entire sacrifice, right? They don't get it. They're like, well, your Creator, he's a bloodthirsty. Look at this. He has him go in and go kill absolutely everybody, including the animals. People do not understand any of this. The reason our Creator wanted everybody to go in and kill off everybody is because everybody was a Nephilim DNA. It was a corrupted DNA. Ever since the days of Noah, there was still a corrupted DNA. It came with the son of Noah, it came with Ham, and it continued on, and there were giants. And so that is the thing, is our Creator isn't just saying, okay, well, just go murder everybody, kill them all. He's saying, I want you to be protected. And if you guys have Nephilim DNA, if you have corrupted DNA running around you, you're never going to be safe. These things are going to grow up, and they're going to hurt you. Now, when we get into sacrifices, and we're talking about our Creator sitting right next to us in a temple, we have to be clean, right? We can't have these bad thoughts. We can't have these dirty hands. We can't have a dirty heart. We can't have our families with this, which is why sacrifices came to play. That if we want our Creator to dwell among us as humans, we are not clean enough to make this happen. We are not Kodesh enough to make this happen, which is why there were sacrifices so that our Creator would live with us, that he would hang around us, and that we aren't as dirty as we are, because he was able to cleanse us to a degree with the sacrifices. Okay. Now, 9. According to all that I show you, the pattern of the Mishkan and the pattern of all its furnishings make it exactly so. And they shall make an ark of acacia wood, 2.5 amma long, 1.5 amma wide, and 1.5 amma high. And you shall overlay it with gold, clean gold, inside and out. Actually, I messed it up. Inside and outside you shall overlay it, and you shall make it of a molding of gold all around. And you shall cast 4 rings of gold for it, and put them in the 4 corners, 2 rings on one side and 2 rings on the other side. And you shall make poles of acacia wood, and overlay them with gold, and shall put the poles into the rings on the sides of the ark to lift up the ark by them. The poles are in the rings of the ark. They are not to be taken from it. And into the ark you shall put the witness which I give you. And you shall make a lid of atonement of clean gold, 2.5 amma long and 1.5 amma wide. And you shall make 2 cherubim of gold, make them of beaten work, at the 2 ends of the lid of atonement. And make 1 cherub at one end, and the other cherub at the other end. Make the cherubim from the lid of atonement at its 2 ends. Now, how good does our picture, go back to our gallery picture, let's take a look at what we just described here. Let's see how good we did this. We actually did this, Caden did this logo, did this image years and years and years ago. I don't know how many, 5 years ago maybe? So this is our thing. We don't have a lid of atonement. We don't have our cherubim up there.
The lid could like open in the.
Yeah, this was there. So we have our little rings right there for our poles that are in there. I don't know if this is a really good thing, but that is kind of what we are discussing right here. Is this ark now? For those who have never, you guys have probably all seen what people have made of the ark. We're talking about on top of the lid are 2 angels, like 2 cherubim. And it's like their wings, I think their wings, aren't they touching? There's one up there. Grab that one up there. Their wings are touching to the center, I believe, is what we are talking. Mystical, we actually have an Ark of the Covenant she's grabbing. Kind of an Ark of the Covenant. It looks like Essen. Yeah, it's kind of messy. All right, so we're looking at it right in front of us, this little tiny thing. And the wings of the 2 cherubim are touching each other at the backside. And we'll maybe send a picture of this or something at some point. Maybe we'll send to our Telegram group of what we're looking at here. But I think you guys have all seen the Ark of the Covenant and the way it is. And it's kind of a fascinating thing, right? The way that our Creator puts his extracurricular creatures on top of it. I always thought that was fascinating. Okay, 20. And the cherubim shall be spreading out their wings above, covering the lid of atonement with their wings, with their faces toward each other. The faces of the cherubim toward the lid of atonement. And you shall put the lid of atonement on top of the ark, and put the ark, the witness which I give you. What do you guys think of the weight? What do you guys think the weight of the lid is?
The wood's already going to be heavy, and then you pull it, it's going to be heavy.
Yeah, this thing's going to be pretty darn heavy.
Remember, it takes 4 people to carry it, so.
Yeah, okay. Let's see, 22. And I shall meet with you there, and from above the lid of atonement, from between the 2 cherubim, which are on the ark of the witness, I shall speak to you all that which I command you concerning the children of Israel. So we just got a phone. We just got our way of communication, right? We just got the temple. Our Creator told us he's going to create a temple. Then he told us exactly how he's going to talk to us from in and around this device he's having everybody make. And 24 says, did I do 23, guys?
No.
And you shall make a table of acacia wood, 2 amma long, 1 amma wide, and 1.5 amma high. And you shall overlay it with clean gold, and shall make a molding of gold all around, and shall make it a rim of a topaz all around, and shall make a gold molding for the rim all around.
Brian says 600 pounds.
600 pounds. Yeah, that's nothing to mess around with too, because it's probably not exactly really huge. So that's a hefty thing there. So when do we switch to the other one, Eli?
I don't know, whatever you want.
You have no idea.
I thought we did the entire chapter.
We were gonna flip this. All right, so we're gonna go over to the Targums right here. Let's finish off here. The rings are close to the rim as holders for the poles to lift the table. All right, let's go over the Targums real quick and let's see what they have to say. So we're gonna jump over there. And for anybody who does not know, the Targums is yet another translation of Scriptures. We don't know where it came from, but we do know it has a very heavy Jewish flavor to it. What's that?
Jewish influence.
Jewish influence, yeah. And so something of the sort. And so as Eli gets us rolling, we will start reading from there. And there's definitely a lot to discuss when it goes to these guys. And Eli, are you watching this?
No, it was just in the 20s, and all of a sudden just zoomed the ball.
All right, so as you guys are probably completely dizzy by now and have headaches, my apologies.
Welcome to Donna. She's a new name.
Hi, Donna. How are you? Okay. And Eli is just really just spinning this thing around. You almost done, buddy?
Just about.
All right, so here we are right here. Eli has made it. I think I might have to actually blame Mr. Cole for this, for putting this website the way it is.
You're the one that told me to do it.
Well, I might need to spin it around some more. So I guess I'll take the blame. Okay, here we go. Exodus 25:1. This is from One Piece. That must be a lot of gold. Yeah, Sylvia's right. It must be a lot of gold. Yeah, it must be like people that can get, people that can handle the gold. I mean, these guys, the Israelites, they were really, really skilled people. Like, they came out of Egypt and they all had a lot of cool skills that they would be able to do things of this nature. Because I wouldn't. Okay, so here we are in the Targums. Let's get down to where we were, and we'll go through it. And Yahuwah spake with Moshe, saying, Speak unto the children of Yasrael, that they shall take apart before me a separation of everyone whose heart is willing, but not by constraint. You shall take my separation. And this is the separation which you shall take of them: gold, silver, and brass, and hyacinth, and purple, and crimson, and fine linen, and goat skin, and skins of rams dyed red, and purpled skins, and woods of, it says siddim. I know what the word is supposed to be, but I'm not going to say it. The words of siddim, and olive oil for the light, and aromatics for the confection of the pure anointing oil, and of the fragrance incense. Gems of beryl, and gems of perfection for engraving and insertion in the ephod and in the breastplate. And they shall make me a sanctuary to my name, that my presence may dwell among them. According to all that I show you, the likeness of the tabernacle and the likeness of all its vessels, so shall you make. And they shall make an ark of cedar wood, 2 cubits and a half in length, a cubit and a half its breadth, and a cubit and a half its height. You guys, what's the cubit again?
18 inches.
1 cubit's 18 inches?
Yeah.
So they make an ark out of wood, right there, 2 cubits. So we're talking, what, 32 inches, 36 inches? 36 inches in its length. So we're only talking like 3 feet here. And a cubit and a half its breadth. So we're talking, it's not...
27.
This is not very big. This is not big at all. Okay. And you shall cover it with pure gold within and without, and shall make upon it a crown of gold round about. And you shall cast it for 4 rings of gold, and set them upon its corners, 2 rings for one side, and 2 rings for the second side. And you shall make staves of cedar wood, and cover them with gold. And you shall introduce the staves into the rings on the sides of the ark, that the ark may be carried upon them. The staves shall be inlaid in the rings of the ark, and not be removed from it. And you shall put within the ark the testament that I will give you. Do you know where we're stopping at?
Yeah, 29.
Okay. And you shall make a, I don't even know what this word is, kaportha, mercy seat of pure gold, 2 cubits and a half the length, and a cubit and a half the breadth, and its depth shall be a hand breadth. And you shall make 2 cherubim of pure beaten gold, shall you make them on the 2 sides of the mercy seat. How do you guys think they attach those 2 giant golden cherubims to the top of that?
I don't know, maybe since that was like...
Make it all one side,
Like
one
molding,
piece?
Like, it was like a welding molding thing. Like it was like really hot and they just stuck it on top.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe before it like dried, they like grabbed the 2 carrot and they'd already like molded and then stuck it in the hot liquid.
Yeah. All right. Let's continue on. 25:20. And the cherubim shall stretch forth their wings above, their heads over against each other, their wings overshadowing the mercy seat, and their faces over against each other. Towards the mercy seat shall the faces of the cherubim. And you shall put the mercy seat above upon the ark, and within the ark you shall lay the tables of the testament that I will give you. And I will appoint my word with you there, and will speak with you from above the mercy seat, between the 2 cherubim that are over the ark of the testament, concerning all that I may command you for the sons of Yasrael. And you shall make a table of cedar wood, 2 cubits in its length, and a cubit in its breadth, and a cubit and a half its height. And you shall overlay it with pure gold, and make for it a rim of gold round about. Are we on 24, 25?
It's 29.
Okay, and you shall make it to a border, a handbreadth high round about, and make a golden wreath for its border round about. Okay, what's in 25:25 say, guys? Because it didn't say golden wreath.
And you shall make a rim of tophah all around, and shall make a gold molding for the rim all around.
Gold molding. So the gold molding they called a wreath on this. Okay, 26. And you shall make for it 4 golden rings, and set the rings in its 4 corners, which are at its 4 feet, over against the border hold on. Does this say that on that's next to us 4 feet? What does yours 25-26 say, Cade?
And you shall make its 4 rings in gold and put the rings on the 4 corners that are its 4 legs.
That it says 4 feet. Okay, because we know it's higher than the feet,
I
right?
don't think so.
You don't think
I
it's?
think the poles are at the bottom.
You think the poles are at the very bottom by the feet?
I think so.
Ah, maybe we need a picture of this thing. A real picture. Okay, 28.
Well, Glenn says all the pictures that he's seen of the Ark of the Covenant, the lids are all incorrect.
That's probably true. Okay. Over against the border shall the rings be for the place of the staves to carry the table. And you shall make the staves of sittim wood and cover them with gold, that they may carry the table upon them. Okay, now we're heading back over to Yah Scriptures for the rest of this particular reading.
And Jeremy says that where is it at? Hold on, I gotta find it. The
Okay.
cherubim that fell are the lizards, snakes, and reptile-faced ones. Conclusion, as they aren't mentioned in the heavens.
Yeah, so let's read the grand stuff. Let's discuss this real quick.
So
What
the
she
grand
says.
says, how can we explain why Father allowed making the copies of heavenly things when we are commanded not to make images of things in the heavens, sea, and earth? I'm struggling for the right words.
So that is the difference between our kids just doing what they want to do and us commanding them to do what they should do. I believe, yeah, and that, as Jeremy says, we're not to worship them. Number one, we're not to worship the Ark of the Covenant. There was never ever a mention that we worship any of this stuff. The problem with us as humans is that we get stuff like this and we end up worshiping them, and that is what our Creator has talked about. So as far as what our Creator wanted in His temple to be able to communicate with His people and a way to exist is probably going to be different than the stuff that we know. What's Brother Glenn saying? I can't
He
see.
says cherubim are depicted in art as having 4 wings and 4 faces, while seraphim are depicted as having 6 wings.
Yeah, and I think Revelation talks all about them, and there's a lot of different descriptions of what we're talking about here in them, and so I don't know if that helps the grand on that. I mean, we're not creating this stuff as an Elohim. We're creating it as it's a telephone system that Elohim Most High is going to speak from us out of, is essentially how I see it. So it's definitely not something to be made. And the difference between man just going out and making stuff that's in it is we had a commandment to take care of this. And there's always going to be things outside of commandments that our Creator can command us to do, and it may not be our understanding of what exactly it is, but none of this stuff is supposed to be an image. It's not supposed to be something that is to be worshipped, I think is the bottom line on this. And so
Brother Glenn says cherubim are associated with wisdom and guarding sacred places, while seraphim are associated with praising God and serving as messengers.
yeah, and I can't remember. I remember if I reread Revelations, I mean, there's the ones, I think it's Revelation 4 or 5, I think. It talks about these things, and it is, with the description of, I think it's in Revelations. I think it is, guys. Remind me if I'm wrong, but it's the ones that have the 6 wings, and it's the spooky looking things, I think, I might need to refresh myself on that.
Daniel.
And there's also stuff in Daniel as well that talks about these. All right, let's continue on. Where are we at, folks?
You're at 29.
Okay. Here we go. And you shall make its dishes. Okay, and we're back to the temple stuff. And you shall make its dishes and its ladles, excuse me, and its jars and its bowls for pouring, making them of clean gold. And you shall put the showbread on the table before me continually. And you shall make a lampstand of clean gold. The lampstand is made of beaten work. Its base and its shaft, its cups, its ornamental knobs and blossoms are from it. And 6 branches shall come out of its sides. 3 branches of the lampstand come out of one side, and 3 branches of the lampstand come out of the other side. Now, when we first did this, 5 or 6 years ago, we didn't know exactly what the ornamental knobs were, and then you actually get a picture of this menorah, is what they call this, and it looks like a tree. It looks like it has blossoms on it, and it has just what it is described right here. Okay. Going now to 33. 3 cups made like almond flowers on one branch with ornamental knob and blossom, and 3 cups made like almond flower on the other branch with ornamental knob and blossom. So for the 6 branches coming out of the lampstand. And on the lampstand itself are 4 cups, made like almond flowers, with ornamental knob and blossom, and a knob under the first 2 branches of the same, and a knob under the second 2 branches of the same, and a knob under the third 2 branches of the same, according to the 6 branches coming out of the lampstand. Their branches are of the same, all of it one beaten work of clean gold. So I think what they're saying on this is, I think they built this thing like all in one piece, right? If it's all of one beaten work of clean gold, like there are some master goldsmiths, I guess is what you would call them, to be able to do this, because you're not going to form gold without massive heat. I think that's like, I don't know what the actual degrees are that you have to do this, but these guys were able to get that kind of heat back in the days to make this happen. Okay, 37. And you shall make 7 lamps for it, and they shall mount its lamps so that they give light in front of it. And its snuffers and its trays are of clean gold. It is made of a kicker of clean gold with all these utensils. So see and do according to the pattern which was shown to you on the mountain. Okay, now we're going to head back over to the Targums to finish this up. And I think it's going to do the same thing it did before. And Eli's going to have to give you guys the spinny. Oh, we made it. It didn't actually do that. That's good. Great. Kind of. Okay, maybe not. Right. All right, so as we are right here.
So Glenn says, cherubim are mentioned in the Bible as guarding the Garden of Eden, while seraphim are mentioned in Isaiah's vision of God's throne. The difference between cherubim and sephrim is the cherubim are known to have 4 wings, and the sephrim are described to have 6 wings.
Yeah, okay. Great. Okay, thank you, Brother Glenn. Okay, Exodus 25:29. Okay, and you shall make it. And this is from the Targums right here, as we finish this up. And you shall make its dishes, and its spoons, and its tankards, and its measures, which are for the service of libation. Of pure gold shall you make them. And upon the table you shall set in order the interior bread before me continually. And you shall make a candelabrum of pure beaten gold, and you shall make the candelabrum, its base and shaft, its cups and apples and lilies shall be of the same. Now we have totally different, we didn't have anything about apples and lilies, anything of this. Read your 25:31, Kate, will you please?
And you shall make a lampstand of clean gold, and the lampstand is made of beaten work, its base and its shaft, its cups and ornamental knobs and blossoms are from it.
Okay, so this one definitely has something different. We've never heard of apples.
Apple, yeah, it's weird.
Apples in this
Here's
thing.
Pomegranate something.
Yeah, so these are the things that we like to pick out and try to bust out of these things. Okay, 32. 6 branches shall spread out from its sides. 3 branches of the candelabrum from one side, and 3 branches of the candelabrum on the second side. And I don't know if you guys know what the actual word of candelabrum is. If you guys have ever heard it, maybe Brother Glenn or the Grand, I'm not sure. I haven't heard that word before.
Lampstand.
Yeah, I mean,
Sister Barb.
all right, yeah, or Sister Barb.
She says no apples at the time in the Middle East areas.
Yeah, so this is the thing. This is why we're leaven busters here, busting these apples out of here, because I'd never heard this before. Okay, 25:33. Hey, we need y'all here. Hey, what's up? Diane's here. Shabbat shalom, sis. Okay, 25:33. 3 calyxes adorned with their figurations on one branch, with apple and lily, more of it, and 3 calyxes adorned with their figurations on the other branch, with apple and lily. So for the 6 branches that spread out from the candelabrum. And this is why you got to be skilled, or not skilled, but you got to be understanding in scriptures when you run across even little itty bitty details like this. I don't think we have apples or lilies. I don't think we've ever. Does it say anything about apples or lilies?
No.
Okay, so let's continue on.
Sylvia says a lampstand like a chandelier, maybe.
Yeah, probably. Okay, and upon the candelabrum there shall be 4 calyxes adorned with their figurations, their apples and lilies. And there shall be an apple under 2 branches of it, and an apple under 2 branches of it, and an apple under 2 branches of it, for the 6 branches which extend from the candelabrum. Okay, 25:35, it says what, Cade?
And a knob under the first
Knob.
2.
So
Yeah.
these guys, the Jewish folks of the Targums, are telling us apples, and the other guys, that's
Sister Barb says likely pomegranate.
yeah, that's probably closer. Okay, let's do 25:36. Their apples and their branches shall be of the same, all of it one beaten work of pure gold. And you shall make it 7 lights, and the priest who ministers shall kindle the lights, that they may shine over upon his face. And his snuffers, and his shovels of pure gold. Of a talent of pure gold shall he make it, and all its vessels. and look you, and make according to their forms, which you have seen in the mount. All right, everybody. Well, that is it. I guess we should all do a round of applause because YouTube didn't kick us off this week. Maybe a round of applause that I didn't have YouTube kick me off this week. So here we go. I was able to contain myself, and here we are. So much love to everybody out there. We thank you guys all for being a part of this. We really, really, truly do love you guys. And I hope to see you guys all in the kingdom to come. I really hope I could make it to the kingdom to come. And if I do make it, I hope I see all of you guys there. Truly give you guys big hugs. It's a path. It's a very, very narrow path. And we don't need to be going to the left. We don't need to be going to the right. And if we're able to sustain that narrow path, then that path is what we've been told is the keys to the kingdom to come. And so hopefully we will see y'all there. Till then, Jade, will you please bless our brothers and sisters out there?
Yahuwah bless you and guard you. Yahuwah make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. Yahuwah lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. And they shall put my name upon the children of Israel, and I will bless them.
Okay. All right, everybody. That does it for us. We're going to rend the heavens with our new little music player that doesn't serve us ads, we hope. And much love to you. Thank you all for being part of it. And Eli's trying to figure this little thing out. And I think he has it. Hit it, Sam. Much love, guys.
That you would rend the heavens and come down. Oh, that you would rend the heavens and come down. Oh, that you would rend the heavens and come down. Let the mountains shake, let the earth be moved, let the nations may tremble at your presence. Let your fire burn, let the waters flow, let your name be known to this generation. Come down.
All right, everybody. May Yahuwah bless you and keep you. May his light forever shine upon you. May his grace forever be part of your life. May Messiah Yahushua be everything in your life. And may we all high five each other again at the second coming. And may you guys forever keep the commands of our Creator. Much love to y'all. We love you. Have a great week.
Shalom.
Shalom.